ioEther. I got this.
Hey folks, this is ioEther, and we're back with some more World of Tanks. So as you can see, this is Ronick in his 263. This is a tier 10 game on ioEther, and yeah, should be pretty exciting. We have Lurpy over there and his 1390, and so the two of them are going to go out and do battle. The enemy team has a T-92 and a bunch of artillery, so this is going to be a battle where we sit in the shadows, I assume. While we're waiting for Ronick to get underway, if you do want to support the channel directly, Game Wisp is a great way to do that. It lets me give you guys loot and access to TeamSpeak and other stuff like that, while you guys support the channel and keep videos churning out. Well, you support the channel, and I keep videos trying out, as I guess how that's going to work. World of Tanks has done something stupid again and reset my settings. I wish it would stop that. I really, really do. Anyways, oh, I expected more enemies to be there. But, I guess not. Okay. Apparently Ronick expected enemies to be there too. Could, I guess, technically have taken a shot at that T10, but wouldn't have done anything. Well, okay. While Ronick is not shooting at anything, I'm going to take this time to talk a little bit about people sending me replays in. I've gotten a lot of replays lately of people sending me the raw file and not a link to wotreplay.com, and it's one of the reasons we're watching a second game from Ronick in a week or so, is that Ronick is one of the few that always sends me links, because I've told him over and over again that I want links. And basically what it is I get lazy. I only have a very small amount of time on a daily basis to record video in, when I'm not, especially when I'm doing a stream or I'm going to work or something like that. And so if I have to upload a game to WoT Replays myself, it takes time. Yes, it's not much time, but it still takes time. Whereas if I can just pop open 3 or 4 links and go, oh, this is a game I want to play, or then I can quickly grab a game. And that's the difference, is when I can't grab a link to a WoT Replays site, and I can't quickly look at what the replay is going to be about, what pace it's likely to set, and all that kind of stuff, then I'm just going to skip over it until I have the time to go back to it. I don't have a whole lot of time to go back to these things. So a lot of these games that get sent to me as just a file, I rarely, if ever, end up going back to. I will eventually, when I have the time, but I don't have the time a whole lot. Oh. Well, that's one way to kill an E75. As we get back into this game. So, there should be a very, very dead IS-4. There's not a whole lot he can do. Oh, he got his tracks back up in time. And he did manage to actually do damage to Ronick. He fired through the gun shield. I'm gonna stop for a second. And I'm gonna give away the one secret about the 263 that nobody knows. This is the weak part. Yeah, I know, it's really weird, right? But this gun shield is something like, I don't know, 100 millimeters thick or something like that. The rest of it is 200 to 300 millimeters thick, depending on the angling. This is a weak point. Not this. Not as much as this. Not these. These do not count as weak points. Nowhere else on the front of this thing is a weak point. This is a weak point. And under here to a lesser extent because of its angling. Yeah. Anyways, so as far as the replays thing goes, just send me links all day long, anytime you want to. Yes, I know it takes you longer to do it, that's more likely to end up on the channel. And so, back into the game, the reason Ronik is running away is because he knows how many bad guys are there. He also knows he can't defend that choke point. He has no help to defend that choke point from. They're going to come at him, and there's nothing he's going to be able to do about it. Now, he expected there to be a lot more bad guys pushing around already, but that when they killed that IS-4, it took them, took some of the oomph out of the enemy, I guess. And so now he's basically using this T-34 as a speed bump to slow the enemy down while he can put shots after shot after shot into them. And this way they have to approach him over range. He has the benefit of having an accurate gun over range. He can whittle down their health, take targets out, and generally slow them down and kill them before they get to him. They're hiding at range. I mean, the M103 has a nice gun, but at this kind of range, it's not as accurate as he'd like it to be. The IS-3 definitely does not have a gun that is accurate enough over this range. The other perk is, of course, the fact that artillery is hitting them. Ooh, somebody managed to put a shot into his deck. That must have been when he was angled up. That was a pretty lucky shot, to be honest. But with artillery being able to fire over top of Ronik, he's scouting, and he's got really sufficient backup. And he's going to angle, and IS-2 bounces. The one though is going to fire into his flanks. Okay, or he missed both shots. Those were his only 2 free shots, and now Ronik's in a really nice little cove. The ISU is trying to take pot shots at the friendly artillery. Doesn't really matter. Already is dead. There aren't too many friendlies left on the team, but we have killed about a third of them. Or, sorry, almost half of them. That's what I meant to say. T-30s. Focusing on that IS-3. That IS-3 is really deadly. Why the T-30 hasn't taken the IS-3 out already, I don't know. But apparently, the enemy... Oh, right. C-92 just took out the IS-3. So now, Ronik's back is no longer covered. He's going to have to fall back into this little spot and defend against everything that comes at him. He has very little help right now. Hopefully an arty round is going to land on that IS-3. But he's going to have to be shooting every time his gun is loaded. Oh, that hopefully was not friendly artillery, but I'm fairly certain that was friendly artillery that just exploded. Meaning we just lost our help. They're going to wait till he fires, they're going to pull in, and they're going to try and shoot him. And he is trying to get his lower glacis covered. And every time he has a round, if he can take out this IS-3, he will be in a lot better position. Poor IS-3. He'll overmatch his armor. And, well, yeah. And that should be, oh, sadly, leaving the ISU on 100. Wow. 100 health, yeah. Good Lord. Now Ronik's down to under 100 health. ISU's trying to rush around him. That was a bad idea from the ISU. We should have just shot him in the face with some HE. And where has the E1 been all this time? No idea. Where's the E75? Also, no idea. Oh look, the E75 went back home. I wonder if the E1 went with him. I don't know. But if the E1 suddenly jumps out at us, it's probably going to be a dead Ronik. How he survived? Oh, that's where the E1 was. The E1 was going around him. Wow. E1 manages to bounce an APCR around and bounce another APCR around. And then he gets snapshotted down. And that is game. Oh, good lord. I did not realize how much damage Ronik had done in a very short amount of time. So while he was doing here, by the way, these guys made a tremendous mistake. First off, he's a non-turreted tank destroyer. As soon as he fired at the IS-3, everybody, the IS-3, the M103, the ISU, and the E1, all needed to rush him to get behind his gun. if they had all come in close and all sat on one side of him or another, yeah, he may have killed one of them. But he killed all 4 of them anyway. If they'd rushed him, they would have got around him, and somebody would have been putting holes through the back of his tank. And eventually, they would have killed him. Now, they almost killed him as it was, and that was 17 shots into the front of his armor. You can't see all the holes, but look at that. That was 2 penetrations, those were 2 shots. Everything else that didn't hit his gun mantle just bounced. Okay. Is that a shot? No. But still. This tank has incredible armor. That's a bounce, I think. Hard to tell. But shooting at it, at anything other than flat on at the lower glacis or gun mantle, just not worth your time. If it's angled like this might as well be made of adamantium. You're not getting through it. It's just not happening. Not even with gold. Not when there's such easy targets to shoot at. Not to mention, this is the front of this thing. It doesn't have a turret. Just run around the friggin' sides of it. See? Sides are made of ammo, for crying out loud. Anyways, that was an awesome game. We're going to jump back to the garage now. Mastery Badge First Class. Hand of Gods, Potter, duelist, fighter, and a shell proof. Obviously, he got Spartan for bouncing the 2 APCR shells at APCR shells at the end of the game, and of course the steel wall and high caliber. Wow! Just look at that damage. Good lord! 5,600 damage dealt. I bet he did about 2,000 spawning damage, but we're going to see that in a little bit. Lurpy's down here. Lurpy didn't do so well, but somehow still managed to end up middle of the board. Experience calculations from World Tanks is a little bit weird sometimes. That is pretty awesome there. Good game by the enemy M13 up until the part where he face planted into Ronick at the end instead of running around him and killing him, as he should have done for a player who's apparently that experienced. 5,000 damage blocked by armor. Good lord. I know it was only 1,200 spawning damage. I was off. My bad. But still. That is pretty amazing. And for a tier 10 to have made a profit of that much, that must have been an exceptional game. I don't remember him damaging an ally, so I'm going to assume that was at the start of the battle somewhere. But whatever. Doesn't really matter. So, remember, when you want to send me a game, send me World Tanks replays. This is how I get a game. This is where I get my games from. You don't send me a link to a replay's upload, and I'm going to take longer to put it up than normal. I might not put it up at all. I just don't have the time to go through all the replays you send me and watch them through to find out if they're worth putting up or not. I have to skim through the replays and links and open up a bunch of them at the same time and look through a bunch of them really quickly and then figure out what I want to record. I only got about half an hour a day that I can dedicate to this. If it takes more than 5 minutes to do, I'm not doing it. It's not enough time in the day. And on replay I can record for 15 minutes, but I can't spend 20 minutes looking through 4 different replays. I then won't have enough time to record anything. So, send me replay links if you want your stuff posted. And in the meantime, if you want to support channel, Game Wisp is a great way to do that. And if, in the meantime, if you would just want to sit back and enjoy everybody else's videos and enjoy the channel without supporting it, that's perfectly fine too. We thank you so much for being here. Have a great day. This is ioEther out.